Hello, welcome to Moonlit Justice Oracle. I'm here to do a really chill reading for Divine Masculine, the Divine Masculine Collective. Something's been going on with y'all, and I don't know what it is. And I'm here to offer you a space that is calm, peaceful, compassionate, and I blocked out the external world as much as I possibly could. And this is for you. So if you just need a safe space to relax, I'm going to be reading from this book for these cards. Anyways, if you just need some time to chill, and maybe this will resonate with you and help in some way. Specifically for Divine Masculine Collective that has been experiencing some kind of pain, suffering, heartbreak, loneliness, anything like that. If you're currently experiencing that, and whether that's within the connection to the Divine Feminine or other connections or life in general, this is for you. I offer you the safe, calm space to, I don't know, however it might help you. That's what I want. I have a candle for you. That candle's for me because it smells good. But this one's for you. And when I light it, I set the intent that it will bring you peace in the heart, in the mind, your spirit, your soul. There's your candle. And I'm going to do this without setting myself on fire. Poof. Oof. There we go. Alright, this is your candle. I don't know if you could see it very well, but there it is. So this deck I'm using is the Osho Zen Tarot deck. It's a really cool deck. I've had it for a long time, and I don't use it very often in a public forum because it's very complex, and for me it's one of the decks that I resonate with more because of the book, not necessarily the imagery or the words on it. The descriptions of the cards in the book often have profound meaning for myself, and I was using this deck as like a practice run for your collective reading, and something stopped me, just as it did with that one river reading recently, where I'm like, I need to record this for y'all. So here we are. Here we are, Divine Masculine. Yes, so for now I'm going to go through what I intuitively feel about this message, but I'm also going to read from the book for each card. And then I have some side note cards as well. This was at the bottom of the deck once I was done getting the cards for this spread, and I feel like these might be relevant as well, so we'll get to these afterwards. Thank you for being here. If I didn't already say it, thank you for being here, and I appreciate everything you do, and I hope that this time and space helps you in some way. Here we go. Your current energy, slowing down. It's the Knight of Pentacles. It's this turtle, right? They're just being in the moment. And because there's water here, right? And they're on the, what is that called? The land, the shore. Let me read to you what it means. And I went through and I marked everything so that I can find it relatively easily. Let's see. It's over here. Alright, slowing down. The Knight of Rainbows is a reminder that just like this tortoise, we carry our home with us wherever we go. There is no need to hurry, no need to seek shelter elsewhere. Even as we move into the depths of the emotional waters, we can remain self-contained and free from attachments. It is a time when you are ready to let go of any expectations you have had about yourself or other people, and to take responsibility for any illusions you might have been carrying. There is no need to do anything but rest in the fullness of who you are right now. If desires and hopes and dreams are fading away, so much the better. Their disappearance is making space for a new quality of stillness and acceptance of what is, and you are able to welcome this development in a way that you have never been able to before. Savor this quality of slowing down, of coming to rest and recognizing that you are already at home. Meditation is a kind of medicine. Its use is only for the time being. Once you have learned the quality, then you need not do any particular meditation. Then the meditation has to spread all over your life. Walking is Zen, sitting is Zen. Then what will be the quality? Watchfully, alert, joyously unmotivated, centered, loving, flowing, one walks. And the walking is sauntering. Loving, alert, watchful, one sits unmotivated, not sitting for anything in particular, just enjoying how beautiful just sitting down doing nothing is. How relaxing, how restful. After a long walk, you sit under a tree and the breeze comes and cools you. Each moment one has to be at ease with oneself, not trying to improve, not cultivating anything, not practicing anything. Walking is Zen, sitting is Zen. Talking or silent, moving, unmoving. The essence is at ease. The essence is at ease. That is the key word. That is the key statement. Do whatever you are doing, but at the deepest core, remain at ease, cool, calm, and centered. So this is what your current energy is. The essence is at ease. Not trying to improve, not cultivating anything, not practice anything. And why you're in this current energy, the Two of Cups, friendliness. And this is reminding me, this keeps coming up and I don't understand it necessarily, but it's the two circles that like overlap and there's that overlapping part. That's happening with these trees. And there's something about that I haven't quite figured out yet, but maybe it's relevant. And I'll read you this. Two of Cups, friendliness. The branches of these two flowering trees are intertwined, and their fallen petals blend together on the ground in their beautiful colors. It is oh my goodness. It is as if heaven and earth are bridged by love, but they stand individually, each rooted in the soil and their own connection with the earth. In this way, they represent the essence of true friends, mature, easy with each other, natural. There is no urgency about their connection, no neediness, no desire to change the other into something else. This card indicates a readiness to enter this quality of friendliness. In the passage, you may notice that you are no longer interested in all kinds of dramas and romances that other people are engaged in. It is not a loss. It is the birth of a higher, more loving quality born of the fullness of experience. It is the birth of a love that is truly unconditional, without expectations or demands. First, meditate, be blissful, then much love will happen of its own accord. Then being with others is beautiful, and being alone is also beautiful. Then it is simple too. You don't depend on others, and you don't make others dependent on you. Then it is always a friendship, a friendliness. It never becomes a relationship. It is always a relatedness. You relate as, hold on, I need to pause this. So this book, it's very, so it's all about like Zen Buddhism, right? And it almost, to me, it almost comes off as like dogmatic in a way, or like some of the things that are said are very like strongly opinionated because of this specific belief system, right? And I don't necessarily agree with everything that's said in this book, and I'll mention it when it comes up. Where was I? Oh, it never becomes a relationship. It is always a relatedness. You relate, but you don't create a marriage. Marriage is out of fear. Relatedness is out of love. I don't necessarily agree that marriage is out of fear. I think sometimes, yeah, it is, but anyways. I think there's a lot of reasons people get married or form you know what I'm trying to. You relate as long as things are moving beautifully. You share. And if you see that the moment has come to depart because your paths separate at this crossroad, you say goodbye with great gratitude for all that the other has been to you, for all of the joys and all of the pleasures and all of the beautiful moments that you have shared with the other. With no misery, with no pain, you simply separate. So that's why you're currently in this slowing down energy, just being in the present, trying to be at ease in some way, letting go of any expectations you have had about yourself or other people. No need to do anything but rest in the fullness of who you are right now, making space for a new quality of stillness and acceptance of what is. There is no need to hurry. And I'm kind of mentioning that because for the challenge section, the challenge is 8 of Wands, traveling. And when I read it, you're going to notice that it speaks of like being focused on the destination versus the journey, right? Or like hurrying in some way. So I think that might be relevant. The challenge is perhaps not trying to hurry the process, or the challenge might be regarding focusing on a destination or an outcome in some way. But there's pain, like we can't overlook this card. And this is in the spot of what's going well for you. And it's kind of awkward for me because it's like if I'm envisioning someone, because this card does, in the book, it talks about like crying, like the act of crying. And I'm like imagining going up to a crying person and being like, that's going well for you. You know what I mean? So I don't, it's impossible to know the extent, you know, if you're watching this and you were called to sit here with me, you understand that you are your own person, you have your own complex life that I know nothing about, and I have empathy and compassion for whatever you're experiencing. And if I say anything regarding this is going well for you, understand that it's part of your growth. It's part of your evolution. Okay, traveling, 8 of Wands for the current obstacle challenge. Here we go. Eight of Wands, traveling. Did I show you this card? There's like a figure here. It's like a figure running. It's all blurry. It's all fiery. Traveling. The tiny figure moving on the path through this beautiful landscape is not concerned about the goal. He or she knows that the journey is the goal. The pilgrimage itself is the sacred place. Each step on the path is important in itself. When this card appears in a reading, it indicates a time of movement and change. It may be a physical movement from one place to the next, or an inner movement from one way of being to another. But whatever the case, this card promises that the going will be easy and will bring a sense of adventure and growth. There is no need to struggle or plan too much. The traveling card also reminds us to accept and embrace the new, just as when we travel to another country with a different culture and environment than the one we are accustomed to. This attitude of openness and acceptance invites new friends and experiences into our lives. Life is a continuity, always and always. Life is a continuity, always and always. There is no final destination it is going towards, just the pilgrimage, just the journey in itself is life. Not reaching to some point, no goal. Just dancing and being in pilgrimage, moving joyously without bothering about any destination. What will you do by getting to a destination? Nobody has asked this, because everybody is trying to have some destination in life. But the implications, ... If you really reach the destination of life, then what? Then you will look very embarrassed, nowhere to go. You have reached to the final destination, and in the journey you have lost everything. You had to lose everything. So standing naked at the final destination, you will look all around like an idiot. What was the point? You were hurrying so hard and you were worrying so hard, and this is the outcome. If you really reach the destination, then what? Yeah, it's like rushing through processes and missing things in the process of doing that. You know what I mean? So maybe there's some kind of feeling of like rush, or like I mentioned before, like focusing on the destination without fully understanding the value of the journey, the pilgrimage, right? And so your guidance for how to navigate this obstacle challenge is participation. Participation. And this is the Four of Wands. And in traditional tarot, it's often seen as people coming together and celebrating, enjoying what they've created together, what they've built together. Some people also, because I should find an example of this with the imagery. Some people also refer to it as like, if you subscribe to the concept of twin flame dynamics, it's often used to describe that connection because of the way it looks, and I don't know, it's significant in that. I'm not one for labels. I don't enjoy I think that when we create labels, I don't know, it's like putting things in boxes, and I don't like that. That's just my opinion though. I think that like sometimes when people hurry to put things in boxes and to categorize things, it leads to things being categorized incorrectly, or it leads to restrictions in some way. This is the Four of Wands. So with this deck, it's called Participation. And this is the Four of Wands in tarot. Oftentimes, not in this one, but you'll see like people celebrating and having a good time in here. And it's often referred to as like a twin flame card because of the 1, 1, 11, 11. And it could represent that because of the common meaning for this card. It could represent the coming together of a twin flame connection or divine counterpart connection. Things like that. Participation. And it's like, if there's a connection, or if there's something shared between, let's say, two or more people. This card, Four of Wands in general, participation represents combined efforts to create one. You know, it's like, when I was talking about the two circles overlapping and the part in the middle, it's the same. It's like there's something about that where it's like, all right, let me read from the book. Four of Wands, participation. Participation. Each figure in this mandala holds the right hand up in an attitude of receiving and the left hand down in an attitude of giving. The whole circle creates a tremendous energy field that takes on the shape of the double, I don't know how to say this word, D-O-R-J-E, Dorje, the Tibetan symbol for the thunderbolt. The mandala has a quality like that of the energy field that forms around a Buddha, where all the individuals taking part in the circle make a unique contribution to create a unified and vital whole. It is like a flower whose wholeness is even more beautiful than the sum of its parts, at the same time enhancing the beauty of each individual petal. You have an opportunity to participate with others now, to make your contribution to creating something greater and more beautiful than each of you could manage alone. Your participation will not only nourish you, but would also contribute something precious to the whole. Have you ever seen night going? Very few people even become aware of things which are happening every day. Have you ever seen the evening coming? The midnight and its song? The sunrise and its beauty? We are behaving almost like blind people. In such a beautiful world, we are living in small ponds of our own misery. It is familiar, so even if somebody wants to pull you out, you struggle. You don't want to be pulled out of your misery, of your suffering. Otherwise, there is so much joy all around. You just have to be aware of it, and to become a participant, not a spectator. Philosophy is speculation. Zen is participation. Participate in the night leaving. Participate in the evening coming. Participate in the stars and participate in the clouds. Make participation your lifestyle, and the whole existence becomes such a joy, such an ecstasy. You could not have dreamed of a better universe. So I'm kind of getting, and I'm mostly getting this because of the card that came out for what would be beneficial for you to remind yourself about. It's the Emperor. It's like the part you play in this connection, if that's what we're talking about, or in your life in general, right? The Emperor is the divine masculine card. And it's like, is with participation, there's something here about if traveling, Eight of Wands, forward movement is the obstacle challenge. Is there something that you could do to help with that? Or, and that's something you can do within yourself and or externally of you. In some way, this would be beneficial. Participation would be beneficial. So I think we'd have to look at what the destination is to you, what the goal is. And then once that's determined, right, or once that's acknowledged, understanding or maybe reflecting on the part you're playing as this Emperor energy, right? Your contribution, your participation. Your participation with regard to the outcome you want. That's kind of what I'm getting here. All right, isolation. Yeah, and it's like this icy figure and they're crying. This is what's going well for you. Isolation. In our society, men in particular have been taught not to cry, to put a brave face on things when they get hurt and not show that they are in pain. But women can fall into this trap too, and all of us at one time or another might feel the only way to survive is to close off our feelings and emotions so we can't be hurt again. If our pain is particularly deep, we might even try to hide it from ourselves. This can make us frozen, rigid, because deep down we know that one small break in the ice will free the hurt. Hold on. Because deep down we know that one small break in the ice will free the hurt and start circulating through us again. The rainbow-colored tears on this person's face hold the key to breaking out of this isolation. The tears, and only the tears, have the power to melt the ice. It's okay to cry, and there is no reason to feel ashamed of your tears. Crying helps us to let go of pain, allows us to be gentle with ourselves, and finally helps us to heal. We are miserable because we are too much in the self. What does it mean when I say we are too much in the self? And what exactly happens when we are too much in the self? Either you can be in existence or you can be in the self. Both are not possible together. To be in the self means to be apart, to be separate. To be in the self means to become an island. To be in the self means to draw a boundary line around you. To be in the self means to make a distinction between this is I, or this I am, and this I am not. The definition, the boundary, between I and not I is what the self is. The self isolates, and it makes you frozen. You are no longer flowing. If you are flowing, the self cannot exist. Hence, people have become almost like ice cubes. They don't have any warmth. They don't have any love. Love is warmth, and they are afraid of love. If warmth comes to them, they will start melting, and the boundaries will disappear. In love, the boundaries disappear. In joy also, the boundaries disappear, because joy is not cold. So something about that is going well for you. And you know, this could be your experience, someone else's experience, but in some way it's for the highest good of all. It's for your highest good, the other's highest good, everyone's highest good. And your guidance for continuing to embrace that energy or utilize it in some way, you get abundance. And this is the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is a very stable, responsible, capable individual. The book says more than I'll be able to. Where is it? Over here. Let's see. There it is. Abundance. Oh, this has words. Hold on. This Dionysian character is the very picture of a whole man, a Zorba the Buddha, who can drink wine, dance on the beach, and sing in the rain, and at the same time enjoy the depths of understanding and wisdom that belong to the sage. In one hand he holds a lotus, showing that he respects and contains within himself the grace of the feminine. His exposed chest and open heart and relaxed belly show that he is at home with his masculinity as well, utterly self-contained. The four elements of earth, fire, water, and sky all conjunct at the King of Rainbows, who sits atop the Book of the Wisdom of Life. If you are a woman, the King of Rainbows brings the support of your own male energies into your life, a union with the soulmate within. For a man, this card represents a time of breaking through the conventional male stereotypes and allowing the fullness of the whole human being to shine forth. In the East, people have condemned the body, condemned matter, called matter illusory. Maya. It does not really exist. It only appears to exist. It is made of the same stuff as dreams are made of. They denied the world, and that is the reason for the East remaining poor, sick, and starvation. Again, I'm not saying this is what I believe too, but it's this person's opinion. Half of humanity has been accepting the inner world, but denying the outer world. The other half of humanity has been accepting the material world and denying the inner world. Both are half, and no man who is half can be contented. You have to be whole, rich in the body, rich in science, rich in meditation, rich in consciousness. Only a whole person is a holy person, according to me, not me, this person. I want Zorba and Buddha to meet together. Zorba alone is hollow. His dance has not an eternal significance. It is momentary pleasure. Soon he will be tired of it. Unless you have inexhaustible sources available to you from the cosmos itself, unless you become existential, you cannot become whole. This is my contribution to humanity, the whole person. Yeah, so it's like, to me, this card in this deck represents, like, all the parts that make a person, right? It's someone who is experiencing, who possesses all that life has to offer. And somehow that kind of energy, like a balance of the feminine and masculine energies, breaking through stereotypes regarding those energies, allowing the fullness of the whole human being to shine forth. Being whole, rich in the body, rich in science, rich in meditation, and rich in consciousness would be beneficial and supportive of continuing to utilize or embrace this isolation, this pain energy, right? All right. For what would be beneficial for you to remind yourself about, we have the Rebel. And the Rebel is the Emperor card. The Rebel. Well, let me get my Wawa. Alright, the Rebel. The powerful and authoritative figure in this card is clearly the master of his own destiny. On his shoulder is an emblem of the sun, and the torch he holds in his right hand symbolizes the light of his own hard-won truth. Whether he is wealthy or poor, the Rebel is really an emperor because he has broken the chains of society's repressive conditioning and opinions. Let me say that again. The Rebel is really an emperor because he has broken the chains of society's repressive conditioning and opinions. He has formed himself by embracing all the colors of the rainbow, emerging. That's funny because the King of Rainbows, right? This King of Pentacles, King of Rainbows, abundance, has embraced all of the colors of the rainbow in a sense, like all the parts of what makes a person whole. And then it mentions here, for what would be beneficial to remind yourself about, he has formed himself by embracing all the colors of the rainbow, emerging from the dark and formless roots of his unconscious past, and growing wings to fly into the sky. His very way of being is rebellious, not because he is fighting against anybody or anything, but because he has discovered his own true nature and is determined to live in accordance with it. The eagle is his spirit animal, a messenger between earth and sky. The Rebel challenges us to be courageous enough to take responsibility for who we are and to live our truth. People are afraid, very much afraid of those who know themselves. They have a certain power, a certain aura, and a certain magnetism, a charisma that can take out alive young people from the traditional imprisonment. A charisma that can take out alive young people from the traditional imprisonment. The enlightened man cannot be enslaved. That is the difficulty, and he cannot be imprisoned. Every genius who has known something of the inner is bound to be a little difficult to be absorbed. He is going to be an upsetting force. The masses don't want to be disturbed, even though they may be in misery. They are in misery, but they are accustomed to the misery. And anybody who is not miserable looks like a stranger. The enlightened man is the greatest stranger in the world. He does not seem to belong to anybody. No organization confines him, no community, no society, no nation. So it's important for you, regarding whatever's been going on here, it's important for you to remind yourself of those things. You are the master of your own destiny. This torch that you carry, the torch that you carry symbolizes the light of your own hard-won truth. You're really an emperor because you have broken the chains of society's repressive conditioning and opinions. Embracing all of the, what does it say? Embracing all of the colors of the rainbow, emerging from the dark and formless roots of your unconscious past and growing wings to fly into the sky. Not because you're fighting against anybody or anything, but because you have discovered your own true nature and you're determined to live in accordance with it. It's challenging you to be courageous enough to take responsibility for who you are and to live your truth. The enlightened man cannot be enslaved. The enlightened man is the greatest stranger in the world. He does not seem to belong to anybody. No organization confines him. No community, no society, no nation. It's like personal power. It's exercising one's own personal power. Okay. What should I do next? These are the side note energies that were at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to read them too while we're at it. Condition. Oh, okay. We have to do this in an order. Celebration, and this is the Three of Cups. To me, this is similar to the Four of Wands energy we were talking about because it involves people coming together to celebrate, right? But to me, the Three of Cups is different because it's more of a, it has more to do with like the bond, or the bond that was created, because before the Three of Cups is the Two of Cups, which is why you're currently in this Knight of Pentacles slowing down energy, right? The Two of Cups, and then the Three of Cups is after that. And the Three of Cups is celebrating the growth of a bond. Celebration. Water. Celebration. These three women dancing in the wind and the rain remind us that celebration never need depend on outside circumstances. We need not wait for a special holiday or a formal occasion, nor a sunny and cloudless day. True celebration arises from a joy that is first experienced deep within, and spills over into an overflow of song and dance and laughter, and yes, even tears of gratitude. When you choose this card, it indicates that you are becoming more and more available and open to the many opportunities that are to celebrate in life. Being open to the many opportunities that are to celebrate in life. And to spread this by contagion to others. Don't bother about scheduling a party on your calendar. Let your hair down, take your shoes off, and start splashing in the puddles right now. The party is happening all around you every moment. Life is a moment to celebrate, to enjoy. Make it fun, a celebration, and then you will enter the temple. The temple is not for the long-faced. It has never been for them. Look at life. Do you see sadness anywhere? I mean, again, I've got to disagree with a lot of what I'm about to say. Look at life. Do you see sadness anywhere? Have you ever seen a tree depressed? Yeah, I mean, maybe. Have you seen a bird anxiety-ridden? Definitely. Have you seen an animal neurotic? Yes. No, life is not like that, not at all. Only man has gone wrong somewhere, and he has gone wrong somewhere because he thinks himself to be very wise, very clever. Your cleverness is your disease. Don't be too wise. Always remember to stop. Don't go to the extreme. A little foolishness and a little wisdom is good, and the right combination makes you a Buddha. Then we have the Lovers. The Lovers. Side note energies. So what prompted me to do this in the first place is because I set the deck down after I got these cards out, and I noticed celebration, and I was like, oh, cool. And then I looked under that and I saw Lovers, right? It's like this celebration of the bond that's been created between these lovers, between this connection. The Empress is underneath that, and this deck, it's creativity. This card is more about creativity in this deck, but then it was like, wow, because for what you need to remind yourself about, what would be good for you to remind yourself about is the Emperor, right? And then Three of Cups, Lovers, Empress, like that's the coming together. That's the increased, the deepening of a bond with this Empress, the divine feminine energy. And that could be within and or without, or that could be within oneself with abundance, King of Pentacles, King of Rainbows being the joining of those divine feminine, divine masculine energies within us, right? But it could also be externally as another person, or spiritually as your divine counterpart connection. But there's something going on with that. And then we got these cards. It's comparison and conditioning. And in comparison, it's talking about how it's not possible to compare bamboo to oak. You know what I mean? They're very different. And then with conditioning, this lion is trying to appear to be a sheep like the rest of the sheep around them. And I was kind of getting that, I'm not sure if there's some kind of like experience regarding this divine feminine energy, whether that's your counterpart, a counterpart, or the divine feminine within you. I believe it's shared. But when I was glancing through and reading these cards, I felt intuitively that these two cards might be relevant to like possibly the divine feminine's current experience, or it could be about a shared experience for you both. I don't know. I'll let you interpret it once I read it. Okay, the Lovers. Number 6. Alright, the Lovers. What we call love is really a whole spectrum of relating, reaching from the earth to the sky. At the most earthy level, love is sexual attraction. Many of us remain stuck there, because our conditioning has burdened our sexuality with all kinds of expectations and repressions. Actually, the biggest problem, in quotations, with sexual love is that it never lasts. Only if we accept the fact that when we really celebrate it for what it is, welcome its happening, and say goodbye with gratitude when it's not. Then, as we mature, we can begin to experience the love that exists beyond sexuality and honors the unique individuality of the other. We begin to understand that our partner often functions as a mirror, reflecting unseen aspects of our deeper self and supporting us to become whole. This love is based in freedom, not expectation or need. Its wings take us higher and higher towards the universal love that experiences all as one. These 3 things are to be taken note of. The lowest love is sex, it is physical. And the highest refinement of love is compassion. Sex is below love, compassion is above love. Love is exactly in the middle. Very few people know what love is. 99% of people, I don't think that's an official statistic. 99% of people, unfortunately, think sexuality is love. It is not. Sexuality is very animal. It certainly has the potential of growing into love, but it is not actual love, only a potential. If you become aware and alert, meditative, then sex can be transformed into love. And if your meditativeness becomes total, absolute, love can be transformed into compassion. Sex is the seed, love is the flower, compassion is the fragrance. Buddha has defined compassion as love plus meditation. When your love is not just a desire for the other, when your love is not only a need, when your love is a sharing, when your love is not that of a beggar, but an emperor. Oh, interesting. When your love is not that of a beggar, but an emperor, when your love is not asking for something in return, but is ready only to give for the sheer joy of giving, then add meditation to it, and the pure fragrance is released. That is compassion. Compassion is the highest phenomenon. Alright, creativity, and this is the Empress card. Creativity. From the alchemy of fire and water below to the divine light entering from above, the figure in this card is literally possessed by the creative force. Really, the experience of creativity is an entry into the mysterious. Technique, expertise, and knowledge are just tools. The key is to abandon oneself to the energy that fuels the birth of all things. This energy has no form or structure, yet all the forms and structures come out of it. It makes no difference what particular form your creativity takes. It can be painting or singing, planting a garden or making a meal. The important thing is to be open to what wants to be expressed through you. Remember that we don't possess our creations. They do not belong to us. True creativity arises from a union with the divine, with the mystical and the unknowable. Then it is both a joy for the creator and a blessing to others. Alright, in this paragraph, we go more into like how I kind of view this book as, it can be a bit dogmatic, or like it could come off as like, I don't know. I mean, if we're looking at dogmatic, it's like believing that this person's beliefs, the beliefs of this particular system, are the only beliefs, right? And I don't believe that. I respect all religious, spiritual beliefs. The absence of those beliefs, it's all the same to me. There's nothing wrong or right about any of them, in my opinion. Anyways, just a heads up, it's gonna come off that way, but I guess it's best not to focus on that, but more of the message they're trying to convey. Creativity is the quality that you bring to the activity that you are doing. It is an attitude and inner approach, how you look at things. Not everybody can be a painter, and there's no need also. If everyone is a painter, the world will be very ugly. It will be difficult to live. And not everybody can be a dancer, and there is no need. But everybody can be creative. Whatsoever you do, if you do it joyfully, if you do it lovingly, if your act of doing it is not purely economical, then it is creative. If you have something growing out of it within you, if it gives you growth, it is spiritual, it is creative, it is divine. You become more divine as you become more creative. All the religions of the world have said God is the creator. I don't know whether he is the creator or not, but one thing I know, the more creative you become, the more godly you become. When your creativity comes to a climax, when your whole life becomes creative, you live in God. So he must be the creator because people who have been creative have been closest to him. Love what you do. Be meditative while you are doing it, whatsoever it is. Okay. So I don't know if that message is regarding something that's going on with a divine feminine counterpart, or how, like, guidance when it comes to perceiving that divine feminine counterpart in some way. Or this could be the divine feminine energy within you as the divine masculine. And now we've got conditioning. And with this one we have this lion, right? And this, it's like the sheep's skin, or the sheep has been tied over the lion, trying to like make this lion appear to be a sheep. Conditioning. This is the strength card, I believe. This card recalls an old Zen story about a lion who was brought up by sheep, and who thought that he was a sheep until an old hen, funny. An old lion captured him and took him to a pond, where he showed him his own reflection. Many of us are like this lion. The image we have of ourselves comes not from our own direct experience, but from the opinions of others. A personality imposed from the outside replaces the individuality that could have grown from within. We become just another sheep in the herd, unable to move freely, and unconscious of our own true identity. It's time to take a look at your own reflection in the pond, and make a move to break out of whatever you have been conditioned by others to believe about yourself. Dance, run, jog, do gibberish, whatever is needed to wake up the sleeping lion within. Unless you drop your personality, you will not be able to find your individuality. Individuality is given by existence. Personality is imposed by the society. Personality is social convenience. Society cannot tolerate individuality because individuality will not follow like a sheep. Individuality has the quality of the lion. The lion moves alone. The sheep are always in the crowd, hoping that being in the crowd will feel cozy. Being in the crowd, one feels more protected, secure. If somebody attacks, there is every possibility in a crowd to save yourself, but alone, only the lions move alone. And every one of you is born a lion, but the society goes on conditioning you, programming your mind as a sheep. It gives you a personality, a cozy personality, nice, very convenient, very obedient. Society wants slaves, not people who are absolutely dedicated to freedom. Society wants slaves because all the vested interests want obedience. Okay, and last but certainly not least, we have comparison. And again, with the bamboo and oak. Comparison. This is the Five of Swords. Five of Swords, huh? Whoever told you that bamboo is more beautiful than the oak, or the oak more valuable than the bamboo? Do you think the oak wishes it had a hollow trunk like this bamboo? Does the bamboo feel jealous of the oak because it is bigger and its leaves change color in the fall? The very idea of the two trees comparing themselves to each other seems ridiculous, but we humans seem to find this habit very hard to break. Let's face it, there is always going to be somebody who is more beautiful, more talented, stronger, more intelligent, or apparently happier than you are. And conversely, there will always be those who are less than you in all those ways. The way to find out who you are is not by comparing yourself with others, but by looking to see whether you are fulfilling your own potential is the best way you know how. Hold on. The way to find out who you are is not by comparing yourself with others, but by looking to see whether you are fulfilling your own potential in the best way you know how. Comparison brings Comparison brings inferiority, superiority. When you don't compare, all inferiority, all superiority disappear. Then you are simply there. A small bush or a big high tree, it doesn't matter. You are yourself. You are needed. A grass leaf is needed as much as the biggest star. Without the grass leaf, God will be less than he is. The sound of the cuckoo is needed as much as any Buddha. The world will be less rich if this cuckoo disappears. Just look around. All is needed, and everything fits together. It is an organic unity. Nobody is higher and nobody is lower. Nobody superior, nobody inferior. Everybody is incomparably unique. Yeah. Alright, Divine Masculine, let me, what should we do? Let me just get some general guidance. Let's clarify this Rebel card with some additional guidance. Or maybe, let's go through, I mean, if you're still here, you're comfortable, right? Just stay here for a little bit longer if you can, or come back. But let's go through the beneficial, helpful energies whilst navigating challenges and whilst going through the process of this isolation energy. And then we'll clarify the Rebel for what would be beneficial for you to remind yourself about. Why is participation here for what would help this Divine Masculine collective navigate this traveling Eight of Wands challenge? Participation. What's Divine Masculine's guidance regarding participation for what would help them with the traveling challenge? Participation. Well, it says keep going forward, ascending the mountain. And then it came out with vast vistas, expand your horizons. And I'm kind of getting like, I don't know. I'm almost getting the sense that, okay, if we're in this ascending the mountain energy, right? Maybe you're feeling like you're at like the top of a mountain, but with vast vistas, it's like there's still more to be seen in some way. And that supports what I was saying before about like participation, like still having something to contribute, or still it might be helpful to participate in some way regarding this forward movement, or by maintaining forward movement with keep going forward, right? That could be the act of participation. So I'm not sure which way that could go. Why is vast vistas here with participation for what could help Divine Masculine navigate this challenge? Vast vistas with participation. Mystic Healer, healing energy flows through you. And this just came out for Divine Feminine's reading yesterday. Because with expand your horizons, right? The horizons are what a person has seen, can see, has experienced, can experience, possibilities. So if we're to expand those, we're able to see beyond whatever, it's like a limited perspective in some way. And I don't know how this Mystic Healer energy, because yesterday for Divine Feminine's reading, I was seeing this as the Divine Feminine. So I don't know if there's something here about expanding your horizons in some way regarding this Divine Feminine energy as the Mystic Healer, or with regard to the healing energy flowing within them, flowing through them, out of them, into them. Or it's like expand your horizons with when we're talking about your own healing energy, right? Like there's more healing energy somewhere, or there's more ways to help heal something in some way. Because it's almost like with Mystic Healer, right? This person is, the healing energy flows through them, but they're also healing their environment in some way. And it's as if this, with participation, like wanting some kind of forward movement, right? And feeling as if all the healing has been done somewhere, but it's just this person's, with expand your horizons, it's only what this person can see. It's only, they're unaware of something in the distance in some way. So there's something about that, about healing energy being needed elsewhere, healing energy needing to be, I don't know. I'm going to leave it at that and let you interpret that as you wish. And that has to do with participation, a contribution in some way. Ascending the mountain, keep going forward for why this participation energy would be beneficial. Infinite abundance. Keep going forward. Infinite abundance. Abundance is pouring into your life with abundance. And this abundance card, King of Pentacles, is your guidance for continuing to utilize and embrace this isolation, Three of Swords, painful energy. Infinite abundance. And it's funny because I've always kind of seen this card as the Four of Wands. And we're clarifying participation, the Four of Wands. And it's like the combined efforts of what this group has built. What they've, celebrating what they've acquired together in some way. It's like, what am I getting? I'm almost getting the feeling of someone either feeling or thinking that something is done or the end has been reached, but it hasn't yet. It hasn't yet. Something's not complete, something's not over, something's not finished. It's like climbing a mountain, right? And because someone got to the top of this part, right? They were like, oh, we ascended the mountain. But then they realize, they turn and look a different way and they realize, oh, that's actually the top of the mountain. That's what I'm getting. And because of that, embrace or utilizing or participating in some way would be beneficial when it comes to overcoming this current forward movement, traveling, whatever this energy is. That's the obstacle challenge here. Why is abundance here? For what would help the Divine Masculine Collective utilize or embrace this isolation energy? Why is abundance, King of Rainbows, here? For what would help the Divine Masculine? Infinite abundance. Again, with abundance, abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. It's Lord Ganesh. Obstacles are being removed. So, I have a tapestry in I'm looking at it right now. And it's Lord Ganesh. And for some reason I hung this like metal gold, it's like all the moon phases. There's a bunch of moon phases. But I've been reminded of that. And it's kind of like, I don't know if whatever's going on here is part of a phase or cycle within either this connection or in general. It's just a part of the process. It's not like the end or something like that. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense. Can I take that down from the wall? No, that would be a nightmare. But I want to show it to you. Let me go look at it real quick. I didn't get any clues. But I did notice I was laughing to myself because all around my I have so much like I don't know what the word would be. A lot of depictions of various religious figures. Very contradictory if we're to look at like religious beliefs, but like right above my my Lord Ganesh tapestry, I've got these like vintage brass like circular portraits of Mary and Jesus like right above Lord Ganesh. And I laughed because it was reminding me of when I was talking about, it's like I don't know if there's something here about like religious or spiritual beliefs, like a difference, or that's playing a part in some way. I don't know. Anyways, I didn't get any clues, but to me, I think the importance of what I was seeing or feeling was the moon phases, and that like whatever's going on here with this feeling, if this is you experiencing this cold, painful energy, the sadness, understanding that it's I don't know what your thought process is while experiencing that, but if you're feeling like that's like something's over or done or something like that, and you're being encouraged to understand that that's just a part of this process. It's like I don't know if that makes sense. Obstacles are being removed. It's just an obstacle. Obstacles are being removed, or it's happening in order to remove obstacles. And it has to do with you embracing and it's like what's the word? Integrating all the parts of what makes you you. That's the point of whatever this is, I guess. It's all part of a phase in this process. And if that's happening externally to you, or if it has nothing to do with the divine connection, however it works in your life, your story, your experience here, there's something about that. It's just part of the process of evolution. It's part of the path as you approach this abundance. Or it's because we got abundance 3 times out here. Keep going forward with infinite abundance. Abundance, infinite abundance. And it's all for the cards that have been given as beneficial energies that will help you. So maybe there's something here about I don't know, understanding that there is still a possibility of abundance in some way. Why is infinite abundance here with downloads and understanding? Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. Lady Venus. Lady Venus. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. What is this? They're both holding a lotus. Hold on a second. The lotus represents, at least with the abundance card, the King of Rainbows, the grace of the feminine, the grace. And this represents that you respect and contain within yourself the grace of the feminine. So perhaps this does have something to do with divine feminine energy as your counterpart, or the energy you carry within yourself. There's something here. What was I saying? I don't know when I was saying it, but there's like a shared, like there's something about this energy. If this is an energy that you're experiencing right now, or you have been, this is part of, it's a significant part of the development, the embracing, the respecting of the divine feminine energy you have within yourself. But it also has to do with your divine feminine counterpart, their experience of this energy. That's the like overlap, or the I don't know, there's something about that maybe. It's significant, that's all I know. Okay, let's clarify the rebel for what you need to remind yourself about. Why is the rebel here for what this divine masculine counterpart collective, I don't know why I just said that, why this divine masculine collective should remind themselves about, the emperor, the rebel, for what they need to remind themselves about. The rebel, the emperor. Journey by moonlight, believe in magic. Believe in magic. Because when we're talking about the Believe in Magic Journey by Moonlight card, right? We're talking about having faith and trust in the unseen, what cannot be like physically proven in some way, or something that is not, it's like trusting in the unknown, believing in magic, believing in things that we don't necessarily understand, or things that we can't necessarily see with our regular old human eyes. There's something about that. And the feeling, so this is what I felt. I felt like something's happened where this is an energy or a feeling that you've had in the past, whether that's decades ago or whether that's weeks ago, years ago. And so what I was feeling is that, I don't know, is the reason for this feeling, the isolation, the painful, possibly even the like it's over feeling that I was getting before, is that because of a like feeling like a loss of this energy? Or like this was an energy, believing in magic, Journey by Moonlight, right? This was an energy that you were feeling, and then you weren't feeling it, and you're being encouraged to, what does it say? You're being encouraged to embrace it again, or to find ways to feel it again, or understand that it's still okay to feel this. Because I'm getting like, there's pain associated with this. I usually don't feel that with this card. But today, right now, I'm feeling pain. And I don't know why. It's like, broken the chains. The rebel is really an emperor because they've broken the chains of society's repressive conditioning and opinions. The torch he holds in his right hand symbolizes the light of his own hard-won truth. He is the master of his own destiny. So I don't know if there's been some kind of like, I don't know the reason why this energy was taken, or why it disappeared, or why it was lost. But you're being encouraged to remind yourself that you are the master of your own destiny. Let's clarify this. Why is Journey by Moonlight here with the Rebel Emperor? Journey by Earth connection. Be mindful of the planet. Come back to Earth. Stay grounded. Stay grounded. I don't know, because if we're looking at these chains, right, I'm almost getting the sense that something, someone, or in some way, did other people have a problem with this believe in magic energy? Other people, or this is a struggle within? Like the struggle between being up in the clouds and then coming back down to earth in some way? Or, I don't know. I'm sure this makes more sense to those who resonate with this. Discovered your own true nature and you're determined to live in accordance with it. Challenges us to be courageous enough to take responsibility for who we are and to live our truth. Interesting. Alright. May I get one more card of advice for the Rebel Emperor, please? For what this Divine Masculine Collective should consider reminding themselves about. The Rebel Emperor. For what Divine Masculine? Faith, humanity, and benevolence. Stay calm. Trust the good in yourself and others. See the light in the world. Yeah, it's whatever's going on here, Divine Masculine. When we're in this energy, it can be very hard. Like, it's cold. It's painful, right? It can be very hard to still see the light in the world, to trust in humanity and benevolence, to stay calm, trust the good in yourself and others, see the light in the world. Come back to earth, stay grounded, stay calm. Yeah, with the King of Pentacles energy as what would benefit you whilst experiencing. And I mean, this is what's going well for you, right? So I have to remember to look at this card from that perspective. It's like, I don't know what this is. Even if it hurts, even if you feel isolated, or a coldness, or like Three of Swords, like a separation in some way. Is that what this is having to do with? Like a separation between either you and the Divine Feminine counterpart, or the separation within yourself with those energies, or a separation external of the Divine counterpart energies in some way? I don't know. Just do know there is... Okay. You're being encouraged to stay calm, trust the good in yourself and others, and see the light in the world. Have faith. Continue to believe in magic. Even when things are... Maybe there's a lack of clarity, a lack of understanding. You're being encouraged to stay grounded, stay calm. King of Pentacles is a very grounded, calm energy. They're very stable and secure. It's like not allowing whatever this energy is. Oh, my voice is going away. It's not allowing whatever this energy is within yourself or externally to cause you to be ungrounded. To, you know, of course it's important to safely experience these feelings. To allow yourself to feel on that depth. You know, it sucks, of course, but it's important to not suppress or oppress those feelings. Because whatever that is, it's essential to you as a whole, who you're becoming as a whole. But while doing so, while experiencing those energies, not letting it take the magic away from you, not letting it make you feel like something is over or something has stopped or something is done, completed in some way. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. Obstacles are being removed. Yeah, there's a lot of obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. Trust the good in yourself and others, Divine Masculine. See the light in the world. If it's possible, regardless of what you're feeling and experiencing, don't forget how much good there is in the world, how much good there is within you and others. See the light in the world. The moon and earth. Interesting. You know what I want to do? Just on the off chance, I'm going to clarify two of these side note cards. And I'm going to clarify the Empress card and the Lover's card. Because I think that a lot of this possibly has to do with the connection to the Divine Feminine, both within and as an external, as a divine counterpart, right? Let's do the Lovers first. What can you tell Divine Masculine? What guidance do you have for Divine Masculine about this Lover's connection? The Lover's connection. Navigating by the stars, follow your bliss. And this to me this feels a lot like the Believe in Magic card, but there's not the pain associated with it today. Navigating by the stars, follow your bliss, having hope. Again, with the see the light in the world, right? So if this is, I don't know if you've been feeling like something regarding your divine counterpart connection, there's some kind of separation or pain or any kind of feelings of it's over or you've reached the end in some way, you're being encouraged to continue to have hope, to follow your bliss. I'm getting it's like looks are very deceiving or something, or like not in like the physical realm. The way things might seem now aren't reflective of like as objective as the truth can be, and like the divine truth, like the actual. Again, we can talk all day about objective truth, but the truth, and I'm going to use it loosely in this situation, the truth, I'm going to use it loosely, but I'm being sincere and genuine. The truth is that there's still hope, and I don't know what's going on here with the Three of Swords isolation energy. This is something that's going well for you, and there's still hope. Follow your bliss. What about creativity, the Empress card? What's Divine Masculine's advice, guidance regarding this Empress card, the creativity card? What's Divine Masculine's? Wandering path, enjoy the journey. So whatever's going on with this Divine Feminine energy, right? Wandering path, enjoy the journey. And this is reminding me of Eight of Wands, traveling. This card was all about focusing on the journey versus the destination, focusing on the process versus the outcome, right? So there's something about this Divine Feminine energy where, and I don't know, maybe this is regarding what I was just saying about like not seeing the actual objective truth of a situation, or focusing on one, when did I say that? Focusing on one aspect of it and thinking that that's, what was I saying? Oh yeah, with the mountain. It's like feeling like you've reached the top of the mountain only to turn around and realize, no, the top of the mountain's actually up here, you know? There's something about that. And it's regarding the Divine Feminine energy. And there's a major part, because if this is your obstacle challenge, right? What is it about this participation? We're going to clarify that too while we're at it. Wait, we already did. We already did. I'm gonna go back and look at it. Mystic Healer. Vast Vistas. Okay, because yesterday this Mystic Healer was the Divine Feminine. I don't know if perhaps you're seeing this Divine Feminine Mystic Healer energy and you're not seeing everything. You're not seeing everything. Or for whatever you're feeling regarding this Divine Feminine Mystic Healer energy, you're not feeling everything. And I don't know what that means to you, but it's I don't know, is that what's leading to this pain, this isolation, this cold energy? Participation, or this Divine Feminine isn't seeing everything. They can't see a full picture. They can't see beyond their own environment in some way, their own world. They don't have, it's like if someone's a mystic healer, they've got a lot of information. They can't just take what information they want. They receive what information God, the divine, gives them. And sometimes that means they can't see everything, or they're not seeing a full picture of something, but it's all for a reason. It's all part of their path, their journey. It's like every twist and turn, every left turn, right turn, it leads to their development, their growth, and it's important. So I don't know if that makes sense. Participation, if there's something, is there a way for you to help that Divine Feminine Mystic Healer energy in some way? I guess the question would be why are you feeling like something's over? And whatever that answer is for you, is there something you can do about that? Because that might be like the key in some way. Or if it's not something you can do, is it something you can look at within? Or is it something that you can, I don't know what that is. There's something here. Let me clarify these. Why is Vast Vistas with Mystic Healer and Participation? Vast Vistas with Mystic Healer and Participation. Impasse. Reflect and redirect your energy. Yeah, with Vast Vistas, right? This person's looking to a horizon. There's only a certain amount that they can see. This Mystic Healer, Divine Feminine energy, there's only a certain amount that they can see. And I don't know why I want to emphasize this, but I'm going to go with it. Um, like, I'll use myself as an example. For what I do here, right? I read cards. I'm intuitive. I can't just get any information I want. There's rules. There's limits. I'm at the mercy of what the divine, what God, what they want me to know. What's okay for me to know. What's safe for me to know. And just as the same, it's like if for me, as for what I do here on YouTube, right? YouTube is a public forum. I'm not necessarily always allowed to, and by say allowed, I mean, number one, it's not always wise for me to say everything that I feel or that I get. And it's not always for the greater good of all for me to say everything that I know. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's relevant. Impasse. Something, there's more to be seen, and it's meant to be that way. But somehow, participation could help, and I don't know what that means. I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to lead anyone astray on accident. Why is navigating by the stars, follow your bliss here for Divine Masculine's guidance regarding this Lover's card? Follow your bliss. Grace and gratitude. Through gratitude, joy expands. Follow your bliss. Navigating by the stars. Through gratitude, joy expands. It's like whilst navigating by the stars regarding this divine counterpart connection, right? While following your bliss, it's important to follow it with grace and gratitude from a mind space, a heart space of grace and gratitude. Interesting. All right, Divine Masculine. I'm going to call it. We're going to leave it here. I hope this was beneficial for you in some way. And if anything, I hope it gave you a space to just quietly and calmly exist in some way. Thank you again for being here. And until next time, bye.